Hey there! You're listening to Sun Sister Podcast. This podcast is following my interrail trip across Europe during the spring of 2023. For 3 months, I interviewed women I met along the road to talk about their personal stories and women's rights in their country. Today, you'll be listening to Mari from Estonia. Mari quit her job as a speech therapist in Tallinn to go travel the world. She is a highly connected to nature human and now a very sweet friend of mine. We met in beautiful Croatia, where after many beach days, sunsets and talks, I interviewed her in front of the sea in Split. It was in late April 2023. In this episode, we talked about street harassment, planting seeds, and kindness. Enjoy! Good afternoon, Mari. Did I say
Good
well?
afternoon. I don't know. It's a French name.
Mari. So welcome to this new podcast, which
Happy
is
to be
dedicated.
here.
I'm so happy to have you. So podcast dedicated to gender inequality and intersectional feminism around the world. So I am Laurie and I am with Mari from Estonia. We met in Split in Croatia and we've been spending the past few days at the beach.
Yeah, mostly.
Going on an island, watching the sunset.
Yeah.
So yeah, short context. And now we're like sitting in front of the sea, like a super blue sea and
Enjoying the sunshine.
Yes.
Yes.
so let's go.
Let's go.
So Mari, what is your inner weather today?
That's a good question to start with. I would say mostly sunny with few clouds around.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
Looks
good.
like Split now. We have
Yeah.
sometimes clouds. And,
Yeah, pretty much like matching my surroundings. So, can't really complain.
Amazing. So, Mari, you were born and raised in Estonia.
Yes.
Could you please tell us what is your life story?
I was raised by a single mother for the first 5 years. Then my mom met my stepfather, and it has always been a little bit difficult relationship with both of them. Like not them to each other, but me with them.
Okay.
And I moved out when I was 19. Went to university.
Okay.
Studied there for 5 years. In different city. Okay. Then I moved back to Estonian capital city, to Tallinn.
Tallinn, yes.
Yeah, and found work in my field, speech therapy, and bought apartment and did everything like the correct way, you know, correct
I see.
steps to be grown up and good and everything. And then 4 months ago, I decided that I have had enough of that. I don't want to do it anymore, at least not right now. And in January, I quit my work, and now I'm just traveling.
And that's amazing.
In a few words.
So cool. You were in Latin America not so long ago, right?
Yeah, I was in Mexico and Costa Rica.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Very jealous.
Totally ready to go back there.
Yeah.
Would love to.
Thank you so much. Is there one thing that makes you vibrate in your everyday life?
Nature. Being in nature. Doesn't matter if it's like in forest or by sea or in mountains or whatever. Being in nature gives me the most energy and gives me the most pleasure. Yeah. Yeah, I love
can
it.
see that.
I
You're
love
super
it.
happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If there's one thing that I can't imagine my life without, it's being in nature, spending time in nature. So yeah, it's that's definitely my answer. Oh, chocolate.
Nature, but chocolate. Like, yeah, you were saying you could live in the beach with a hammock.
Yeah,
but chocolate.
Absolutely. Priorities have to be straight, you know?
Yeah, I think chocolate is my only drug. Like, you know, people smoke or drink a lot of alcohol or they have other drugs, but
Same.
I can be addicted to chocolate.
Same. All the sweet stuff for me.
Yes.
That's my weakness. Definitely.
Love that. Do you consider yourself well surrounded?
Yeah, I would say mostly. Most of the time, yeah, I would. Yeah, there are some bad moments and bad feelings, but otherwise, yeah I would say, yeah,
Great.
yeah.
So cool. Is there someone you consider like a role model for your life?
I don't think there is one person, but I was just thinking about that few days ago, that there are so many amazing people that you meet, especially traveling, and there is some part in every person that you meet that at least I find so inspiring and so like cool. And I always think that, or not even think, but I try to like take little part of everybody that I meet.
Yes.
And learn from them and kind of like carry them with me, because everybody has something impressive that they have done or that they're doing or they're thinking or whatever. So I think people in everyday life kind of inspire me and they're role models, especially when traveling, because people who you meet while traveling, I think they're the most like free and inspiring and cool, and I think I haven't met anybody who hasn't inspired me in some way while traveling. Really,
this
like while traveling. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What a nice answer. I can just agree. Yes, of course. Like people that you met like in different countries traveling, they have a different spirit.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And usually it's really easy to connect with them because you have some common ground. You know that you have some common ground and some not common characteristics, but maybe there even are something that you share, you know. So
yes.
I would say that the people that you meet while you're doing the life, you know.
Yes. No, you're so right. That's why I love traveling.
Yeah,
you too, I guess.
Same. I think that's the best part of traveling, the people, you know. Yeah. And the experiences.
So now focusing on Estonia, how would you describe the situation for women and gender minorities in your country?
That's a little bit difficult to answer because I think all of us mostly see the parts that we are living, like the friends that we have, the workplace that we have, and it's so easy to think that that's actually the society, only the parts that we see. But I think there is so much that we don't see because we are living in our own bubble with our own friends and our work, and you know. So I find it a little bit difficult to say what the general like feeling is. But I would say that most people in Estonia, at least I would like to think that, believe that women and men are equal.
Okay,
and they should be treated equally. I hope that they believe that. At least I don't know anybody who doesn't believe that.
Okay, that's
so good. Yeah. But of course there are some problems, like the pay gap always favors men, always. But otherwise, I can say everything is good, but I think we are mostly on the positive side because there is some countries who have it so much worse. So yeah.
I know. And you told me that the prime minister is a woman.
Yeah.
It's so sad to like have to say that she's a woman. You know, I hope someday there will be a world where we don't say like the woman. You know.
Absolutely.
But I think it's very good, and also she's like ruling 1.5 million population, right? Because in Estonia, like 1.5 million.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think it's a good sign.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there were just elections, and she won like in a really, really good way, like really big win for her. So that was amazing.
That's
yes,
amazing.
that was really good to see.
I wish I could say the same for my French prime minister, but she is not that fine with social rights, human rights. So.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. Do you personally remember the first time you experienced gender inequality?
I'm sure that I have experienced it at least once in my life.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I think not in enough of a big a way that I would remember that right away.
Okay.
You know? Good. So I think I have been lucky because I studied in a field that's mostly women. And my work is something that is really needed, so I don't have to be like in competition with anybody.
That's good.
So I think I have been really lucky with that way.
Amazing.
And I haven't experienced anything, you know. But yeah. Now thinking about that, I think I have been really lucky that way.
Yes, girl.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, amazing to me, but at the same time, nah, I'm not sure that. I'm actually really sure that not anybody can say that, you know. Not everybody can say that. So, but
sure.
yeah, I think I haven't experienced anything really big.
Okay.
So,
well, that's good.
yeah,
it's a good sign.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I hope we tend like to having just person who don't experience this at all for the future.
Would that be that amazing, right?
Yes. Yeah. Like, is there a way you address gender inequalities in your countries or when traveling?
Not sure. I think the only thing that I can think right now is the safety issue.
Oh, yes, right.
I have seen many times guys, especially the older guys, being really gross and kind of like not respecting others' like personal space.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. That's something that I have experienced and seen some other people experience also. And few times I have had to go and maybe like sit next to the girl who is being not harassed, but not treated the nicest way, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But otherwise, fortunately, there hasn't been any like really bad situation.
Okay.
So again, I have been lucky, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure, girl. That's good. But yeah, it's true. I forgot that we talked about this when you were in Zagreb a few days ago. Like this guy went to you, like he was being super rude and like making
and like noises and
right. Yeah. And then you went into the bus and you wanted to sit next to you, and you told me that you had to push him away.
Actually, like push him away, and we like, no, you're not sitting here. You are just being so close to me.
Yeah.
Not happening. And it's crazy to think that there are people who think that's actually okay. Maybe they even think that's like flattering or like nice or I don't know what goes on in their head, but that's crazy. That's actually
crazy.
Yeah.
I think we all experience this when you solo travel as a woman. That some guys they try to take advantage of it, and I'm not even sure this guy was thinking it's flattering. I think he was just, thinking like that you'll be like vulnerable and doesn't care about your boundaries and just come there and what an asshole.
Absolutely. I would like to think that maybe some part of him understood that it's not okay, but at the same time I don't really believe that he understood anything. I just think that he thought that I was being the asshole and like rude or like whatever. So yeah.
This is crazy.
I know, that's crazy.
The thing is that in their position, they just don't care because they know they have some kind of power, you know, in terms of strength sometimes. So, yeah, and society gives them the power to, bother us, you know, and don't care about what we feel if they are scaring us. And I mean, this guy was totally making gross noises, so it was for sure already like in a very aggressive thing.
Yeah.
So,
and the crazy thing is that I have never seen any man actually step up and say that it's not okay, stop it, don't do that anymore. Never have I seen any man do that.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
People don't want to see, don't want to react.
They don't care. Yeah.
Yes, it's crazy.
But I think that would be actually the best way to stop it, because I don't think men like that actually listen to what women say. But if the other man was telling him that stop it, that's not okay, that's absolutely rude and gross, maybe they would actually maybe not listen, but actually respect the other man and be like, okay, I will step back now.
God, this is so sad that we have to think that a guy would better like be listened than us, you know, when we say no, like we would need a man to tell this guy to stop bothering us, because when we say directly to them, stop bothering me, like they wouldn't
at the end of the day we would need a man to defend us, and isn't it the opposite what we want actually?
Yes.
So
oh my god.
Crazy,
I hate
right?
that.
Same.
But yes, it's hard, like some people like when you witness something and people don't react, it's really hard, like because you really think, oh my god, if this happened to me, or when this happens to you, it's hard. You're like, so like people just don't care. We're not here like to defend each other, we're not here to help each other, and it's a very, very strange fact.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you.
So yeah, I try sometimes to like be aware when I take the subway, when I'm also traveling. I'm like, okay, I'm checking like some things. If this girl is fine, you know, I try to check. But yeah, we never know.
You never know.
Do you think there is one thing that could reduce gender inequalities in your country? You talked about the pay gap, right? So
yeah, I think it's a little bit difficult because mostly women are the ones who will stay at home when they have babies, you know. And in Estonia, you can stay home for 1.5 years. Yeah, that's amazing.
God. Wow.
Yeah, and mostly women do it.
Okay.
So when they want to go back to work, they just have these gap years. And most of the time, like when the children are sick and need to stay at home, women are the ones who will take the sick days and stay home with their babies. So maybe even like 3 or 5 or 7 the first years of the children's life, women actually have to take so much time off their work also and stay with their children. So in some ways it's not normal, but sadly expected that their work is suffering and their careers are suffering. So I don't know if there is actually any good way to solve that issue. I don't know. But maybe if women actually stood up for more for themselves, maybe then.
Is it possible for the dad to take a leave when the child is born? Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's a woman or man. Both of them can take the 1.5 years off and stay at home.
This is cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
but still the women take it more.
Yeah, definitely.
Like way more.
Way more.
Oh,
way
this is
more.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, compared to France, I think we have 3 months.
Oh, really?
I think then you can take more. Like it's like the normal thing. 3 months is that you can take like a year or even 2 years of like parents leave, you know. And this both can do it. But when the child is born, I think now dads in France, I think now they have 3 weeks. I have to check that now.
Okay.
and before they had something like 10 days, or I mean, it
wow.
was even less.
Okay.
And I was also thinking, like, how? Like, you leave the woman, she just gave birth, like, this event is already so traumatic, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, not only traumatic, but it's hard. And
physically and emotionally and every way, it's really hard.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have this baby, and after 10 days, like, the dad has to go back to work.
Yeah.
And so some dads would stay, of course. And we're talking about, like, heteroparental families, of course. It's valuable for other types of families.
Yeah.
But many of them, they would just be expected to go back to work. You know, some pressure. And maybe it's not only them, it's also like society that tells us this. And laws also, because if you cannot stay, then maybe you're going to need money also. So then you have to go back to work. So.
And I think it's actually really sad for the fathers also, because they are missing so much. And I understand there is no way no good way to solve this issue, because somebody has to work and earn the money. It's understandable, but at the same time, I think nobody wins in this kind of situation.
Yes,
so
for sure.
That's sad.
And like also the child doesn't win. Like
no,
in
not
the
at
end,
all.
it's
not
hard.
at all. Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm so glad to hear that dads can take longer leaves when the child is born. This
it's
is
a possibility,
good sign.
and I really hope that in future more fathers are gonna do that.
Yeah, I hope that too.
I hope that too. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Let's see in the future. Well, thank you for sharing all of this about
I'm
your
happy to
feelings. I am wondering, what is your own personal definition of feminism?
I would say that it's a way for women to live that they are happy about. Not the society is happy about, but they are happy about.
Yeah.
And they can actually say that, yeah, we are equal and we are good and we don't need anything anymore. Like, we are content now.
I love this. Yeah. Sure. On the perspective of women, yes.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
Love this. Considering women like in the large way, also including transgender women. And, do you consider yourself a feminist?
Yeah, I don't think I'm extreme one.
Okay.
But generally, definitely yes. Yeah.
Amazing. So how do you express your feminism? Tricky question.
Yeah. I think I just try to live my life in a way that that I can support women the best way possible.
Yeah.
Like, that's a difficult question. I don't think I'm doing anything specific or anything extreme. I don't think, at least, that I'm doing anything. But when there is maybe like a possibility to teach something to man or tell something that maybe will make him think differently, then I will definitely use that opportunity. And I think that's what I'm doing mostly, like using the little ways to maybe make a change. Maybe. I'm not sure that it's actually happening. You never can be sure, but...
for sure. I think for sure it's happening, like, definitely.
Hopefully. But, yeah. That's a shame that I haven't done anything, like, big or impactful.
No, girl, no shame. Like, I think the small things are so important, and we're all feminists, like, in some ways. And
yeah, absolutely.
Some women and some persons, they have time to, I don't know, like go protest, go on strikes, and they have time for associations and everything. But I think the most important thing is actually the little stuff that you do in your everyday life when you meet people, You were also saying that you would sit next to a woman who is being harassed.
Yeah, of course.
So this is already a lot. I think it is.
Yeah, I
amazing.
think it totally depends on what are you comparing yourself,
Yes.
to who you are comparing yourself with, because there are people who are doing some amazing stuff in every possible way, and it's really inspiring. But I think with everything, if you're at least trying to do something, even if your own small way, at least it's something.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I loved how you ended it. It's beautiful. It's like, boom, you dropped some sentence like this. Like, yes, that's amazing. Is there a book, and maybe a feminist book, that blew your mind?
I don't think there is any feminist book, but there are many, many, many books what has really impacted my life.
Amazing.
And my way of thinking.
Okay.
And for me, at least, I feel like there are books that kind of come into my life in different stages of my
Growth.
life, growth
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
And there have definitely been many books that have impacted me in some way, but at the same time, I think for me at least, the people are the things that mostly impact me, or are impressive to me.
Yes.
Yes.
So cool.
So yeah.
So cool. You've seen on my ebook How to Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
And you read this one,
Yeah,
right?
I really love that.
It's a good one.
It's really good one.
Okay.
It's really good one. But at the same time, I for maybe right now, I wouldn't want to read that. Maybe it wouldn't really impact me in the same way that it impacted me a few years ago when I read it. For me, the books, have to come in the right time in my life, and then they kind of speak to me.
I agree with this.
Right?
So much. So cool. All right. So we're going towards the end.
Okay.
Would you like to add or change something to your definition of feminism that you gave earlier?
Maybe that it would be a good idea what you are doing. Actually, asking people more what they think could be changed, or what they think is not necessarily wrong in their country, but what could be different or better.
Okay.
So, I think it generally would be good if I knew more. So I love what you are doing, actually learning different cultures and what the problems are in different countries, and what are good things in different countries and what can be changed, because information is power. So that is absolutely impressive. Thank you. So maybe I would like to do more what you are doing right now. If that's an answer.
I love this, girl. Thank you. It's such a compliment on
Of
my own
course.
podcast.
I think that's really, really cool and impressive, because it's not just something for fun, but you are actually educating people and learning yourself. So that's amazing.
Yes. Thank you so much. I mean, yes, the girl is throwing roses to herself,
And that's needed. I think
Thank you.
as women we should be celebrating ourselves more, because
Yes, you're right.
all of us can be so hard on ourselves. So
I know. And I love that we both met at this precious time. I'm starting a trip, and you're also kind of starting Europe with this story that happened in Italy. So yes, you're so right. We should say compliments, and
absolutely.
and yes, and I think all of what you're doing, solo traveling is already so brave and so feminist in itself. Plus adding to I don't know, like interfere when a woman is in trouble or changing a man's opinion. I think
At
all
least trying
those stuff,
to.
trying. This is brave. Like sometimes I'm at a point where I don't even. I'm like I don't have the strength anymore. You know, like
Oh,
this
I
guy thinks
understand.
this. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what? So that's good.
Sometimes it's easier to just keep your own strength and not even try, because with some people I think it's actually hopeless, at least in that point of their lives.
Yes.
Absolutely pointless.
I agree with this. But yeah, you were saying maybe you don't know if you make a change. I think we always, like even someone where it looks like is never going to change, he or she actually, just dropping a small seeds, you know, in their minds.
Yeah,
I think it's very... It's gonna grow at some point, you know,
Absolutely.
or at least the seed is there, and then maybe someone else then is gonna make it grow, and then the person itself, themselves, is gonna make it grow. So
because generally, I think most people are able to grow, but maybe not in that moment that we want them to change and grow, and in a ways that we want them to change and grow.
Yes.
So that's absolutely true. That is good to try to plant that seed, and maybe someday it will actually grow and do something.
And have a huge baobab and...
Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't that be amazing?
I would love that. So, to go towards the personal parts, towards the end.
Yes.
Are you in touch with your inner child?
In some ways, definitely. In some ways, not, because I think I'm not ready to deal with some traumas and some difficulties yet.
Okay.
But I know that she's there, and when I'm ready to go there and actually deal with her and be kind to her, then I will do that. But definitely not with everything right now.
Okay.
But I know that she exists, and I try to be kind to her. And maybe someday we can actually be like totally cool with each other. Maybe someday.
Wow, girl, I love the answer. You gave me the...
Oh.
But all right, it's amazing that you know she's there. You know, actually, it's such.
She definitely peeks her head when there are some difficult situations, and then I remember that. She's there and waiting for me to deal with her and deal with the difficult things. But someday, definitely, someday. Taking one step at a time and
Definitely
trying to be kind to her, mostly.
This is very amazing. I'm sure you're both gonna walk hand to hand at some point, and
who
probably
needs a
traveling.
man? Only my inner child and me being happy.
I love this, and I think traveling is helping.
Absolutely. It's some days maybe it will make things worse, but in the long run, definitely will help. Definitely.
Thank you for sharing this.
Of course. Thank you for asking.
If you could say something to your past 10 years old, maybe you already you already answered the question. What would you say to your past child self?
I would say that you are enough as you are, and you don't need to change anything, and it's possible to love you just the way you are.
Love that.
Yeah, that's something that she really needs to hear as a 10 years old or 15 years old.
I'm sure she listened. She heard it.
I think so. At least she is aware of this. Maybe she doesn't listen all the time, but at least she knows that it's there.
I'm so glad. And finally, as a Estonian woman, what message would you like to share to other women and people from gender minorities around the world?
Be kind to yourself. Like, the world is sometimes really hard place. And when we are really hard to ourselves also. We don't make things easier to ourselves at all. So I think in general, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman or a child or whoever. I think most people in some ways are way too hard on themselves, like way too hard. So yeah, I would say that be kind to yourself, to other people, at least try to be when it's possible. And yeah, world would be absolutely a better place this way.
Love this. What a beautiful, kind way to finish the podcast. Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you for asking me to come here and talk to you. It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was Sun Sister Podcast. Thank you for listening and see you next